Hello everyone, welcome back to Momentos de Tecnología, our technology channel where we share information about our experience with technology. In this opportunity, we're going to talk about the Unifi Security Gateway, a very cool device from Ubiquiti, which is very easy to configure, and the most important thing is that it is seamlessly adopted by the Unifi Controller. Okay, if you have used access points by Unifi, you'll see that it's very easy to use and very easy to deploy. Right here we see everything that it comes with, the LAN cable, the power adapter, and all that stuff that is related to the unpacking of the product. Once you power it up, you're going to connect the local area network, your cable, directly to one of the ports of the, as you see here, labeled as LAN 1, and we're going to leave it there. The other one, you're going to connect it to the switch or the router or cable modem that your ISP is going to provide you with. It is very important that you have knowledge of how to configure your, or at least have the data related to the external IP address that you're going to manage. As you can see right here, you're going to watch in your controller that after a couple of minutes, maybe a little bit more, do not panic, it takes time a little bit sometimes, you're going to see it as a pending device to be adopted by the controller that you have running in your computer. As you can see right here, this is what we have right here. We have a around 600 user network. Around 26 devices are active as access points for these 500 users. Remember that some of them may be, according to the videos that you may have watched from us, many more users can be connected to just one access point, like the HD Unifi access points. Right here we can see that we have the device ready to be adopted. Okay, so we're going to browse to that 192.168.1.1 address that the controller was telling us about. It is going to tell us that the connection is not secure, of course, because it doesn't have a valid internet public certificate. We're going to add the exception to your browser, to the browser that you're using. So that is no problem. Right here you can see an interface that is very new. It may be in the most recent firmware, or in the most recent firmwares, because this device had already been adopted and had already been upgraded. This one is the normal interface that you may find in these devices. Don't panic. Right here what you're going to do is that you're going to input the IP address. Remember, public IP address. For information purposes, we can use a private IP address, but we're going to use a public IP address. Okay, right here I'm blurring this field for security purposes, and you're going to input the mask of the device, and of course you're going to input the gateway for that network, that public network that you're going to configure, the mask for that public network, and that's it. Remember, right in this IP address, as well as the other older interface, we're going to provide the USG with the public IP address, not the local area network IP address. This is very important because that is a confusion that some people have. And we're going to proceed to save this configuration. It is very important that at the bottom of the page, in the older interface, you're going to announce to the controller that you are configuring this device, and that you need to notify the web server of the controller. But we're going to see it here at the bottom of this page. We're going to configure the LAN settings. In this case we're going to use the .58 IP address, internal IP address. This is the local area network IP address, the mask, and of course you need to check that it is an available IP address, and of course it is not being used by another DHCP server. By the way, we're going to disable the DHCP server from here, and right here we're going to input the address or the web server name of the computer that is running the controller. Okay, so we write it in this way. In this case is the 192.168.10.2, and of course if you want, you can delete and check which is the syntax of this address, and you proceed to save this information. Once you do that, let's look at the bottom right part of this video, and you're going to see what's going to happen with the USG. That light and that LED light that is at the center of the USG, it is going to turn solid blue in the next few moments. Okay, we can ping that address. It is already responding, the address that has already been configured to this device, but we have to go back to the interface of our controller. Let's check it right here, and as you can see, it says pending adoption. This means that the device already has that IP address, but you need to adopt it from this interface. Okay, right? You can see here that it is responding, and the web page is already being redirecting. Now we're going to adopt it, and we're gonna have to wait a couple minutes until the device is completely ready. Let's see right here. Let's see what the device is doing. Of course, now it is responding to this one is my current gateway to the internet. It is not a Unified Security Gateway. This one is the .57 is an HMAX router. Well, as you can see right here in my IP config, it says that my gateway is the .10.57. We ping Google and it's working correctly. Now that it is provisioning, my USG is being provisioning, I can now change my gateway to the .58, which is the IP address that the USG is going to work in my local area network. Once I change it, I should be able now to reach, there is right here a problem right here, what I'm watching right now, this 240. Let's change it a little bit. Right here, as you can see, we can go to configuration. The stun communication failed means it's something about the voice over IP, so don't worry about that. Let's go to 1. That wide area network IP address is where my problem was. I was using another IP address and another mask. Sorry, the mask is okay. I was using the other address. I'm going to queue the changes, and I'm going to proceed to restart it. Now that it is provisioning again, I'm going to check if my communications are working now. Remember that I have already configured the gateway to be .58, which is the new. Okay, that's correct. Well, now that I have a new active connection to the internet through my Unifi Security Gateway, I'm going to make a speed test. Right here is okay. I can also see that in the dashboard here of the controller, all these little gadgets come to life. The latency, the throughput, and we can even make a speed test right now. If you want to make changes to your routing and firewall, you come to the static routes, firewall, and port forwarding tabs, where you can change everything you have about your, let's say that right here is where you change the port forwarding options and everything regarding to the USG. You do not have to browse directly to the IP address of the device. You make the changes right here. Right here, for example, we can see the remote desktop protocol being forwarded to a computer in my network. I make the change, I click save, and as you can see right here in devices, as soon as I make the changes, it is going to start provisioning my device. Remember that this is something that is very handy when you're going to make a lot of changes and configure a lot of port forwarding options, because you make them and your USG is going to be up and running in no time. Remember to watch all our other videos about Unifi access points and how to use the controller. They're very cool and in this case, very helpful. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Remember that we're not trying to invite you to buy these products. We just want you to get to know our experience with these devices, and of course we want to help you building your own network. Thank you very much. See you next time.